Hey artists, these are the themes you can explore for your choice project. So you can look at good and bad, reality and fantasy, or old and new. As always, you're thinking about the boundary between them. So we're going to begin with looking at good and bad. So you get to decide for your project what is good to you, what is bad to you. Are you thinking in terms of bad like evil? Are you thinking just in terms of not good? You get to decide. A common thing that comes to mind for people is angels and devils, but you don't have to go in that direction. You can think of good and bad in terms of like night and day. You can think of terms in terms of the environment, peace, and war. But you should be specific with your idea. Something that is too vague is easily misunderstood. These images show you very clearly good food versus bad food, or good music versus bad music. So take an interest that you already have and try to create that into your good versus bad theme. However, you need 4 designs. So something overly simplistic, like a good emoji and a bad emoji, is not going to work for you. Also, the world is not black and white. There are shades of gray. Even superheroes and bad guys, each time, sometimes the villains do something positive, or the superheroes also make mistakes or do something bad. So consider how there is stages in between good and bad, and how you can create 4 designs out of that. You have another theme to choose from, which is reality and fantasy. So in this, you would need to consider what is real and what is fantasy or imaginary. You can, of course, focus on common fantasy elements like unicorns and dragons and things like that. Contrast that with reality. Or you could even go the surrealist route, which is very interesting. It's an art movement where they painted fantasy scenes very highly realistically. So each of these images are great examples. But if you Google surrealism, you'll find even more. Again, ensure that your fantasy and reality images work together. Don't just put things that do not connect or follow the same idea. And you still need 4 designs. So think about how you can make one fantasy image connect with another reality image, connect with another fantasy image, for example. Your last option for theme would be old and new. So what is old and what is new? A lot of people think in terms of technology. There's obvious old things and new things, or old ways of doing things and new ways of doing things. But you still need 4 drawings, so it's not an A and a B kind of thing. It'd be A, B, C, D. So think of your theme in a variety of ways. You could go all the way back to horse and carriage, then to an old-fashioned car, then to a new car, or the stages of a person's life, or stages in fashion. There's a lot of different ways that you can get multiple stages of old and new. To me, this theme seems the easiest because you're not having to insert any of your own ideas on it. You're just looking at information from the past. So old way of drawing Pokemon versus new way, or old video games and new video games, and contrasting those together as things have evolved and changed over time. So that's your theme options for your boundaries project. You just need to make sure that you pick one of those 3 and then focus your ideas.